Welcome back to our journey through the Warcraft games. In our last video we saw Garrosh travel 35 years back in time to the planet of Draenor. You might remember this guy. He was the dude who opened the Dark Portal, back in the time of Warcraft 1. As you saw in our first video, he died. But since we've now gone back in time, Gul'dan is back in the picture. You might also remember that Gul'dan works for the demons. And now that the orcs on Draenor are planning to invade Azeroth, Gul'dan takes advantage of this opportunity and plans to summon an army of demons to invade Azeroth. So Gul'dan starts by summoning the demon lord Archimonde. Luckily, we were there on Draenor, and we were able to defeat Archimonde. This time, we defeated him permanently. But before he died, Archimonde picked up Gul'dan and tossed him through the portal into Azeroth. On Azeroth, Gul'dan opened the tomb of Sargeras, and he succeeded in summoning the Burning Legion into Azeroth. So now we've got Gul'dan and an army of demons in spaceships invading Azeroth. This is a bit of a problem. So the mages of Dalaran got together, and they teleported the city of Dalaran into the skies above the tomb of Sargeras. Dalaran would once again serve as a base of operations, this time against the Legion. Remember Illidan? That guy who really hates demons? Too bad we killed him, eh? He could have really come in handy about now. Well, actually, Gul'dan stole Illidan's corpse. And Gul'dan was trying to put a demon soul into Illidan's body. And not just any demon either, the boss of all the demons, Sargeras. We haven't spoken about Sargeras yet, but we will very soon, I promise. So we hunted down Gul'dan and we stopped him. Our old buddy Archmage Khadgar did some magic and brought Illidan back to life. With Gul'dan defeated and Illidan now on our side, we led an assault against the demons themselves, taking the fight all the way to the demon lord Kil'jaeden. We fought Kil'jaeden and we flew his spaceship to the demon's homeworld, where we killed him permanently. But that wasn't enough for Illidan. In typical over-the-top Illidan fashion, he goes and rips a massive portal in the sky between the demon's homeworld and Azeroth. This forced us to take the fight all the way to the demon's homeworld and wipe out every last demon. It was around about this time that we learned that in the beginning there was the light and the void, and when they touched, the whole universe exploded into being. There are 6 forces in the universe: light and void, order and disorder, life and death. The Titans are beings of order. They build and cultivate life. Demons are beings of disorder. They like to destroy and ruin. Anyway, it turns out that some worlds are actually eggs, and when they hatch, out comes a baby titan. These unborn titans are called world souls. Now even the titans themselves don't know where all of these world souls are, so the titans wander around the universe looking for other titans. The Void Lords were watching, and they saw what the titans were up to. The Void Lords decided that they wanted to corrupt a world soul, so that they could create a Void Titan of their own. This would be really bad. So the Void Lords created old gods and sent them out all over the universe to corrupt as many world souls as they can. One of the titans, called Sargeras, thought that corrupting baby titans was pretty bloody gross. Now Sargeras had found some demons, and he saw the demons destroying planets. Sargeras realized that if he destroyed every single planet, then there would be nothing left for the old gods to corrupt. So Sargeras went and enslaved the demons, which kind of turned him into a demon himself. And then he set off on a burning crusade to end all life in the universe. And that is why the old gods are so keen to corrupt Azeroth, and why Sargeras is so keen to destroy it. Because there's a world soul inside. The old gods want to corrupt it, and the demons want to stop this by destroying the entire planet. Anyway, so back to the main story. We got ourselves a spaceship, and we travelled through the rift Illidan had torn in the sky and arrived at the demon's homeworld, the planet Argus. When we arrived on Argus, we saw that the Army of the Light was here as well. The Army of the Light is an army that's led by Naru, who vowed to wipe out all the demons. You might remember from our first video in this series that way back in Warcraft 2, Turalyon and Illyria fought alongside Khadgar. They went through the Dark Portal and became stranded on our land, presumed to be dead. In the Burning Crusade we caught up with Khadgar, but we never found Illyria or Turalyon. Apparently, All this time, they've been on an intergalactic mission fighting demons. And when we turned up on Argus, we were reunited with our long-lost buddies. It turns out that Argus also had a baby titan growing inside of it, and the demons were using its power to fuel their burning crusade. So we went and put Argus out of his misery. And as Argus died, we harnessed the last of his power and used it to imprison Sargeras, ending his burning crusade. But before he died, Sargeras plunged his sword into Azeroth, making our planet bleed. Now let's talk politics. King Varian Wrynn has been the leader of the Alliance since forever really, except for that brief period when Onyxia had him kidnapped and his son Anduin stepped in for a bit. In Legion, during the assault on the Broken Shore, King Varian Wrynn was killed by Gul'dan, leaving his son, Anduin, to take up the throne. On the Horde side, Thrall had been the war chief of the Horde since forever, but he stepped aside to give Garrosh the reins, and when Garrosh went nuts, Thrall replaced him with Vol'jin. In the assault on the Broken Shore, Vol'jin was also mortally wounded. In his dying breath, Vol'jin asked Sylvanas to take up the mantle of war chief.
You must be war chief.
Now Sargeras' sword, embedded in the crust of Azeroth, was causing our world to bleed. Essentially, the baby titan inside Azeroth was bleeding, and this blood was super powerful. And a war broke out between the Horde and the Alliance to seize this new substance, called Azerite. Now, War Chief Sylvanas had seen Garrosh's defeat in the Siege of Orgrimmar. She realised that Orgrimmar's defences were not actually that good, because the Alliance and the Rebel Horde actually broke through and killed the War Chief. So, believing that the best defence is a good offence, Sylvanas led an assault against the Night Elf capital of Teldrassil. This genocidal attack resulted in the burning of the World Tree and the utter destruction of the Night Elves' capital. The Alliance retaliated by assaulting the Undercity, resulting in the Undercity's utter destruction as well. But rather than lose the city, Sylvanas unleashed the plague that kills both living and undead alike, rendering the city uninhabitable. Battle was then taken to the islands of Kulturaz and Zendalar. And yeah, there was a bit of fighting between the Horde and Alliance, but there really wasn't too much to say about it. So the Alliance assaulted the Zendalari capital and killed their king, and the Horde chased the Alliance out and spanked Jaina. We need to talk about the Sundering. A long time ago, all of Azeroth was one continent. The Titans found Azeroth and saw that it was infested with old gods. They reached down and ripped one of the old gods out. This left a massive wound, and it became the Well of Eternity. Queen Azshara ruled here, and she used the powers from the Well of Eternity to create a massive empire. She also used the Well of Eternity to try and summon the demon lord Sargeras into Azeroth. She opened a portal, and demons came flooding out into the world. This war was known as the War of the Ancients, but the Night Elves managed to reverse the portal, and it sucked all the demons out of Azeroth. The portal closed, and the Well of Eternity imploded. A violent implosion sundered the land, splitting the world into separate continents.
The world would be forever broken. The continents forever shattered.
The Well of Eternity became the Maelstrom that we know today. Azshara and all her people fell into the ocean. The old god N'Zoth lurked beneath the ocean, and he saved the drowning Night Elves by turning them into Naga.
We Naga were once Night Elves, when the Well of Eternity imploded around us. Cursed, transformed.
Now let's fast forward back to the main story. The Alliance and the Horde crash-landed into the Naga realm of Nazjatar. In Nazjatar we encountered Queen Azshara. She was trying to free N'Zoth from his prison. We defeated Azshara, but not before she managed to unleash the old god into the world, and then she escaped. We then took the fight directly to N'Zoth and destroyed the old god. And now, that's 4 of the old gods defeated. Good job, guys. Although, the Alliance and the Horde are still at war. Actually, another civil war was brewing amongst the Horde in protest of Sylvanas' warmongering. A fight erupted outside the gates of Orgrimmar, and Sylvanas let slip,
The Horde is nothing! You are all nothing!
Sylvanas then abandoned the Horde and took off to Northrend, where Bolvar was sitting on the frozen throne as the Lich King. Bolvar got wrecked. Sylvanas barely broke a sweat. She then took the Lich King's helm and shattered it. This tore a rift in the sky to the Shadowlands, the realm of the dead. And Shadowlands is still ongoing, so we're going to have to leave the story there. Thanks so much for joining us on our journey through the Warcraft games. If you like this series, you might like to share it with your guild. That would be really awesome. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.